started a war. We doomed the town.
Well, the town was doomed before us.
It's now dead because of us.
I wouldn't say it's
well,
dead because of us.
It would have happened.
I would lay it all at Mando, who is now dead. Because Mando's the one that killed the Giant King and started the whole ordinance.
Okay,
so, I mean, the party as a whole has plausible deniability of the guy who started all is in fact dead.
But the town would have gotten attacked.
The town is dead. If we go back to Triboar, I don't think Triboar existed anymore.
Well,
or it's just like they enslaved the town.
Yeah, I mean, we've got these cults of elemental evil. We've got the ordning being shattered. There's an unknown connection between the ordning being shattered and the elemental evils. We have a Vonendrad that we've been told to go help build for this grand plan from Savras. I'm not sure if the grand plan from Savras is to solve the problems of Faerun right now, like of the ordning and the elemental evils. Maybe the Vonendrad will help us with the ordning and the elemental evils.
Well, but also the big thing too is Mando is the face of the group and did a lot of the talking in connection with these stuff. So without him, we're kind of hurting a little bit too, because that was the face of the trust of the group. Like, he made the deals and stuff, and now like, what's going to happen? Plus, we got this new character we don't know. We don't know if we can trust. They just showed up out of nowhere, so.
But with Goblin.
Yes.
Oh, there's also this fake Mando trouncing around. Don't know.
Well, now that he has absorbed the man, isn't he the true Mando now?
I mean, you can say the same. You can say the same thing about Null, because apparently Null is set on purpose down through for some reason. So now there's that whole thing that the group can call the question, like, okay, what's up? No, like, what's up with that? You got some secrets and stuff. Like, Null doesn't, or at least I don't know as a player, like what that could be. So now there's a whole lot of stuff that could happen. Trust and stuff. So it's kind of interesting on like how characters what it'll pick up and focus on this, because there's a lot moving around.
All right, so I like that question for the lightning rod and the spell attunement that Mando did to my armor. Is that all gone? Would that not work anymore?
What's the effect?
I mean, any artificer infusion that if you were using an artificer infusion, then that would wear off in like my level of days, which would have been 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually it will wear away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Additionally, are we considering having a long rest?
Not yet.
Not yet. I don't know. We just vamped out of this fire room on the Neverweakened.
Right. And how long? Like, it's not a couple. Like, because we're going to Butterskull Ranch to kind of recollect and stuff, right? So, like, that's only a few hours away. But are we making camp and want to actually, for the night, considering that, or we want to play through the night immediately, like pick up immediately after that incident?
Oh, well, that I don't know what Sean has planned on whether or not.
I've got, as of right now, like in media res, we are still just barely leaving the scene. So where we're going to pick up, and I've got a little read in, but or lead.
I wanted to ask. I mean, I'm not like 2 health or anything. I'm good enough. It's just I wanted to ask. Just
Greg's close. Where's Greg? Even
Gryke.
before Josh came to me on the side, this was like, I don't know how many, like 4 sessions ago or
something like that.
3 to 4, and said he was ready to put down Mando, retire, and move on to another character. Like I had planned like something was gonna go down anyway, even before he said that, and might have been Gryke. I don't know. It didn't end up that way.
It's funny because what I was planned was when I saw the Mando getting trapped thing, I was like, oh, okay, this is the perfect time to write off Gryke. And I was gonna, if I had gotten an action to do something, Gryke was gonna try to like key man Mando away from it and take
Oh,
take
nice.
the hit instead.
Nice. Yeah,
That was one.
would have been a twofer. Yeah, there has been a lot of flavor that, I mean, it was just so built in that when he made Mando, it was just like I kind of had a lot of subconscious groundwork already done, just like the lore, and just making it fill in. So now we're kind of at if we want to, we can do a session re-zero if we want to kind of readjust. Now I say this, there's like there's a ton, it's deep tied in now with there's a lot of spider webs happening with the storylines and so it's not like we can just wish away the Phandalorians, but not that I would want to anyway. I don't know how everybody's feeling, but they're there. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't leaning too hard into that direction. If we're getting too far away from the Dragon Z and the Dungeon Z and all that stuff. So
no, and like that. This is what I was trying to get at with like picking apart all these kind of things from last session is finding out as a player playing a character. Usually you have some sort of idea of where you want to go, and you're telling the DM this is the direction. But no, I don't know the story, so I'm finding out along with everyone else, and I think that's the fun of it is like not knowing. So there's genuine reactions to like, oh, what the heck does that mean? Like, oh, I'm made and brought down. Oh, I may be a clone or like built from an army, or maybe the army's built for me. Like, and then having this connection, even though like we didn't. It wasn't a lengthy thing between Mando and Null, but in reality, like that connection between the two, that's the reason why he's an artificer and he can wield the blade that he does and stuff. And so I think there's that whole thing, especially like the way that the session ended with him just like climbing to the knees and just like playing the recording of his voice and stuff. Like there's that respect and that kind of thing. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see as I get into Null and we go through the session, how that works. Because, here's a robot who doesn't necessarily have emotions, just kind of pokes fun at society and stuff like that. And so it's going to be interesting, like, how he takes this and what he does with it. Like, is there some sort of a responsibility? Because that was the whole thing of him trying to collect what was left of the medal was to go pay honor to that whole culture and stuff like that. So, what's he going to do now with all that stuff? And so I get to explore that kind of thing. So I don't know if I want to like reset Null or anything. I'm having fun like discovering, where he sits in all of this. Like he's part of it, but how or why?
Oh yeah. That was my point. I was like, I got plans. We're ready. If everybody's cool, go for it just to see what happens. But if anybody gets tired, so if we're cool with the story and everybody's cool with their characters, I guess just if you get bored with the character, let me know kind of on the side privately. Null, you can't do this. Daniel can't do this. So I guess Clayton and Aaron. So
I'm too important. You say
that kind of breaks everything. So,
yeah. No.
I don't know. I'll probably if Gryke dies, Gryke dies. I won't try to bring him back so hard, but it'll be curious to see what does bring him down.
I mean, it takes a lot.
I mean, considering
I could have taken another.
Could you've gotten bigger?
Like 54 damage would have put me down permanently.
Oof.
From where I was.
Because you're what?
With my resistance.
Were you considered like a giant creature, like a gigantic creature, when you with all the things you did? Like
we kept pushing it to that.
Yeah.
I was gargantuan, but the problem is, like, yeah, I got a little bit extra damage, but I didn't get any extra HP, so I'm still the normal bear's HP. Though now that we're officially 9, I do get to scale up to an owl bear template. So
There you
that'll be
go.
fun. That'll be a little bit swingier.
Very nice, yeah, because I took that level of Artificer. Be interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys have had a lot of in-character, in-game bonding and you know, just kind of shared experiences and culture exchange throughout this time. You know, we've been playing in real time almost 2 years, but like in the campaign, maybe 1 year ago ish has gone by.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's plenty of time.
Adventuring party, that's a while.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when Mando's culture is already leans into the show by doing and, you know, teaching. Like, it's big on teaching. So it's just kind of natural that Null fell into this, and especially being so open to everything, you know, like a pupil.
Mm-hmm.
But cool. But yes, sadly, that is the end of Mando's chapter in this story. And yeah, I'll do a little read-in, and then we can kind of pick up there.
So that was your decision, Josh? You were done with Mando?
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't know how it was going to happen. I had at one point, I was like, it's trampled by goats? That'd be fun.
What a way to go. Is this man that has survived all battles with nary a scratch?
Yeah.
What did him in?
Goats.
Man.
Flaming goats. But he...
Apparently goats can dent Feskar. Who knew?
Right.
Metal goats apparently. Like,
It's like a pressure cooker. It was lambs. It's 200 lambs.
Oof, just the heat.
But yeah. So as we were escaping, the Neverweakened rockets away from the calamitous scene at Triboar. Flying directly above the survivors of the ordeal, Gryke notices toward the north part of town a few survivors being taken prisoner by the cultists, but right underneath you guys, they are the immediate survivors of the show that Gelrin and Othavir helped escape out of there. And we'll even say that Feyd was also, once he got, as Godbillen was trying to get his attention during the battle, Feyd was like kind of shuffling townsfolk away from the danger. At the center of town, this is what Gryke is noticing. A dragon even mightier than the one he and Nuvarim just vanquished circles an ominous fiery pylon where once stood the tower of the Lord Protector at the center of town. The flaming skyward vortex has now dissipated and for all accounts is gone. You can't see it, but there's lots of fire. There are now veinous cracks in the earth, all bubbling either flames or in fact in some places actual lava flow coming to the surface. A gang of fire giants driving enormous hellish vehicles parades around the center of town, destroying all traces of civilization in their wake. And the rumbling, you can hear it almost like in a distant parking lot with crotch rockets, people going off as it rumbles. A green explosion catches Cal's eye amidst all this otherwise fiery chaos. And You'll remember just from you guys passing it on your way into town, and from the tales shared by Othavir and Gelrin that this was the mansion that people were mentioning earlier, the mysterious mansion, the nefarious, infamous, local, magical, mysterious place. And a green explosion. And following the disturbance, several mysterious figures launch from the debris into the sky, settling on a parallel flight plan to the Neverweakened, but just out of sight. You can only tell that there are figures, but can't tell what it is.
I can't see them, but I see that there's something there.
Definitely something, and not giant size, because those you can see from where you are. You can see them plainly in detail, even from, we'll say now, even a quarter of a mile away. You can still tell the giants are humanoids moving around, but these are unique figures.
Are they jetpack, like Mando had?
Are
they flying?
Roll for. Are you looking? What are you doing to get a better look, or see what you're doing? Do you do anything?
Well, we're in the Neverweakened, right? So
we'll say
I'm squinting and rubbing the window.
Yeah, give me a. Go ahead.
Well, Feyd has a hawk sitting on his shoulder, and sees Cal looks off in that direction. But when he does, he kind of wargs, eyes roll up into the back of his head as he sees through his hawk, which has advantage on perception checks.
Oh shit! Well, Cal just got a 30-20 too.
Feyd was the character's name. Is that right?
Feyd, yeah.
Okay.
Feyd.
Hawk. Insight.
Is the hawk flying out, or just sitting on?
It doesn't need to, because it's just sitting on its shoulder. It still has keen sight to see what that thing is.
I'll say,
but it also can fly out.
Yeah, that's good enough. But we combined, it is a human with, even at that distance, I'm gonna say it's still there's a humanoid figure and then 3 other humanoid-sized figures, but you can't make out exactly what they are. It's quite,
Well, I was just wondering, how are they flying? Were they jetpacking, or is this?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so there was an initial kind of a jettison, kind of like a rocket tail, just to get out of there. But now that they are aloft, there doesn't seem to be any kind of propulsion or like you're thinking like a rocket or something.
They're using the fly spell or something.
Yeah. Okay, but they're flying alongside us?
Yes, about, we're going to say a quarter mile to the north, off the starboard bow. Or starboard side.
Well, I'll inform everyone else and just keep an eye out and see what they do.
Okay. Right now, the townsfolk are instinctively running away, and the Neverweakened has got out of the immediate danger really quick, but now is at a standard impulse speed, and you now find yourself above the large crowd that is panicking, kind of moving away from instinctively heading west, the same direction you guys are headed, but
I'm going to say out loud, how many people can the Neverweakened hold?
So you guys have staked out this place, and Varinus quickly responds. He goes up to you, and right now we can hold about 20 people, and she can hold, and then we can come back if we need to.
How many people are below us?
I mean, yeah, about 250, 260.
Oh.
We're not going to make a measurable change.
Yeah,
Not fast enough.
Probably get off all the kids, but save the young.
Then we'd have to take care of kids.
Sleep around the village.
Not even me. I don't have anything of measurable ability to use.
Yeah, for the first time, you would see Gryke, who's always ready to keep looking wicked and ready for a fight, with a 1,000-yard stare. Just because after his new level up, he can see a mile with ease. So he's seeing all of this horrific stuff happen in close detail, and it is shocking because he knows he can't do anything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Gryke, you're seeing with such keen sight. And the hawk and everybody's seen everything. Damn it! The fog of war is like really intense in some places with like fresh, all that carbon in the air, all the fresh things burning, the buildings that you pass, the businesses, the town, the yard of caravans, like everything that you guys passed, going through the town on your tour with Othavir and Gelrin, is just, you can see it being destroyed in real time. Just it's almost like the biker gang, they're just taking like cheap shots at these buildings and they're just toppling. It looks like they're just leveling the place, setting up for whatever. And the pylon at the center of town juts ever ominously skyward, where the tower once stood.
No. Last time we left him on that ship, was playing Mando's voice. Was on his knees and has sensed gone, I guess, like the nearest opening or nearest window, so to kind of grasp the situation that's going on. And he's also intaking, a lot of stuff. He's trying to grasp, everything going on.
Sorry for your friend back there. It was a pretty gruesome way to go.
Null looks over and then
It is.
who are you again? You just kind of like picked up and tagged along with us.
Name's Feyd. And as he does that, like he steps back and like an illusion of himself remains and then dissipates in front of you.
So is that like a nickname or your actual name?
It's Feyd.
Literal in this case.
But spelled Feyd.
Now, did you choose this class because of your name?
No. Just a happy happenstance.
Is there? You haven't given us a whole description of your character, have you?
I did a little bit in the last session. Basically, you see a guy who's in a little bit more, I guess, aristocratic garb. Think 19 or like 17 Revolutionary War kind of era petticoat.
Mm-hmm.
But on his petticoat, there is a kind of ever-changing pattern of colors. Like the coat itself is emitting illusions, and as he kind of does his little flourishes, you can see that like a little eruption of flame will happen, or as he's like moving around, it'll turn to water, kind of flowing in the direction that he's moving, and nice boots, very well put together, with a tome wrapped around hanging from a chain wrapped around his belt.
After,
but also Gizerai.
yeah.
So alien looking.
Titus, the largest Phandalorian, the kind of the mechanic / cook guy, he steps forward, and after really, it would have been after you said, you paid your condolences, and he'll say he's gonna motion toward Null, but he's kind of speaking to everyone, and he'll just say, a Phandalorian never dies in his bed, and he'll just reach out to Null, kind of in a embrace, or the arm embrace thing.
Yeah, and Null, I think because last time you saw the Blades episode, since then, like as Feyd is introducing himself and everything, so the Blades retract. The Dark Blade then retracts into the forearm, and then the design of the forearms are now different, a little bit more shielded and stuff for it, and that's permanent. And you'll see kind of his body in certain areas have changed to be a little bit more medieval knight looking. So as you would see in a medieval knight, so to have the whole kind of armor sets and stuff for that. And so he reaches out with the opposite arm, looks at him and shakes.
Yeah. You guys clink as you can make contact. And then in unison, all four of them are like, "Hooah!" Just do like if you wanted to communicate with the crowd at all, this is the time. If you wanted to say anything, you can't fit 250 people aboard, but you can, at least,
I think Null is gonna after do the embrace and stuff. He's gonna look up to the rest of the group, and I think he's gonna go ahead and express, trying to figure out a plan. And I think originally we were just kind of headed off in one direction and stuff. And he's gonna ask, do we want to go hit at Butterskull? Do we have a better idea? Unfortunately, right now, we just don't have the means to help in the best way. Do we want to sit there and regroup and protect?
Maybe we can broadcast to them to go to Butterskull. If they can get there, we'll accept refugees.
Is there an exit out of the town that we easily can cover for air support as groups move?
We'll say for that reason, everyone's far enough away. I wrote that down actually. So when Gryke was seeing a few remaining survivors being taken prisoner and being marched toward the center of town, and it doesn't look like there's any more activity of the smaller cultists concerning the outer rim of town. So anybody who's escaped, especially west of Happy Horse Ranch, they're not being really bothered right now.
Because what we could do is, we can't transport, but if groups are going on foot, we could aid in the air and stuff like that too, right? It'd be slow, but it would at least allow groups to escape.
But they're being marched to the center of town, so we'd have to punch a hole in their defense.
Well, no, it's the people that are
no
out of the way.
The majority of the survivors, the 260-ish spectators who escaped the battle, that's who you guys are with. They are not being accosted by the cultists anymore. The cultists' attention has now turned inward toward the center of town. The remaining survivors I mentioned were these were people who did not go to the rodeo. They stayed in their homes or their businesses, and because of that, they did not. Well,
They did survive.
Yeah, they survived, but they're being taken prisoner.
Yeah. Okay.
But that number is way smaller than the number of survivors that you guys are with.
There are two things. So one, we need to find information on where and they are being taken, if outside of Triboar, because we can always swing back and rescue them, hopefully. And the other thing is, where's the group that we escaped with headed? Do we want to keep with them or move separately?
If we see a group that are essentially home free and are just fleeing now, then I think we can fly down to them and say, go to Butterskull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for all the others.
Yeah, you're not going to put the ship at risk, or you guys. It's
no. We've got. By the time they probably get there, we'll have already probably left, going to try to solve the thing. But we can say, get here. We'll have the preparations being made for the refugees, so it'll be a safe place at least. That's the best. That's the best I think that we can do.
And even if we can't get close enough, like, I could put up a big illusion of the words Butterskull Ranch.
Or I mean, I'm sure probably you're a cleric. You probably have thaumaturgy. You can probably use a booming voice, like a PA system.
Yes.
I don't think I do.
Well, any method, just talking to him.
Yeah. We're good.
It's like PA.
We do that, and then we fly away.
Yeah.
So we head to Butterskull Ranch, and then we want to make a plan from there. Where Null starts to cross his arms and stuff. So do we? What's our next step?
I can just send a message.
I mean, we need to recoup.
Yeah.
Okay.
We both need to heal and figure out the next step, because things are going to start accelerating real fast.
Yes. We have entered the savage frontier.
Mm-hmm. So we need to prepare for whatever may be coming.
So you guys are able to spot Othavir. He's like really tall and lanky, holding a torch amongst the remaining survivors, and from the back deck, you guys are able to, they can hear you, and let them know to head to Butterskull Ranch. And a couple people know exactly where that is. It's off the road, so if anyone's traveled west, they know, they've seen the sign, so they confirm, and then cool. Luckily, there were some additional survivors who managed to get some supplies and even some caravans in some cases as the battle began, as it commenced, and they have kind of joined this group. So, but it's not a lot of people, but they managed to get some things out of town, some valuables. But Triboar, for the most part, has fallen.
All right. Well, I guess that's what we called the whole thing, the Battle of Triboar, or the Fall of Triboar.
So all of our weapons that we...
Yeah, we lost all our weapons.
Yeah, that we left at the...
Oh, dang.
entrance.
Yeah, that sucks.
Just one.
Who's missing what?
Halberd. I'm missing... I've got a staff. That's all I've got. So I lost my halberd.
Dragon Slayer. Was it a Giant Slayer halberd and a Dragon Slayer greatsword?
No, it was a halberd. It was a Dragon Slayer greatsword and a Giant Slayer greatsword.
You just see Null hears that he lost his weapons, and he's just over here wrapping his arms. Like, if they were built in, you wouldn't lose them so easily.
Yeah, I went through that whole fight without my good weapons.
You were a bear for half.
I know.
Oh,
bear is the good weapon.
My maces.
No, we'll put he'll walk over to Gryke and put his hand on the shoulders. Like, it's not the weapon, it's the wielder of the weapon that's important in the fight. Pretty sure you could kill something with a twig.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier with a halberd. than a twig.
It is.
Yeah, but which
Makes
one's
it a
more
heck of a lot
fun?
easier.
It's like, and I can stand back here and do it.
I lost both my maces, but I still have my staff, so.
Yeah. As
Do I have my
through the
crossbow?
through the right back
Oh.
over to Butterskull and staff. Null is going to be kind of like in his thoughts. So you'll see him kind of like pace slowly through the ship, and he's taking a look at everyone and stuff, and he's like deep in his thoughts and stuff. If that's something that you could express in his face.
One of the Phandalorians has been eavesdropping a little bit, and Null, you pick up some chatter. You're starting to pick up kind of as you level up you take a level artificer. You almost like you tap into a new like radio frequency almost, and you're hearing all the communications of the ship, and not just official like radio transmissions like human voices or whatever, but like you can hear the different parts of the ship talking to each other almost, and it's not like a language you can consciously understand with an alphabet, structure and everything, but you just somehow just get it. You're just there's a harmony to everything that you're picking up on.
There's also a lot of X-Files reruns.
Mostly X-Files.
Mostly exiles.
So you hear this Aziraphale kind of in a not panicked but worried tone, naturally speaking with someone on the other end, reporting on the death of Mando and the scene and Happy Horse Ranch and how Triboar has fallen, and tells whoever the person is on the other end that we're headed to Butterskull Ranch, and to send a team of medics, a med team. We'll call them. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So that's on the way. Yeah, that's all he says. So, and you hear it's confirmed, and that's on the way. And as well, he mentions that they're down some weapons, and for the smith to please send some weapons for them. And they hear it confirmed. So,
Amanda, is this something that Null can also communicate back to, right?
Yeah, and
channel?
you're hearing it perfectly, but like if anybody was kind of passively listening, it's kind of like me and my headphones right here. Like if you were next to me, you could probably hear my headphones. So it's not super secret, but yeah.
Yeah. What was do we officially call that character the Armorer, or was there a specific?
No, the Smith. Copyright.
The Smith? Is it the Smith? Well, I wanted to mention the Armorer to get the actual name.
Yeah.
If you knew. Yeah. Okay. Is this is the Null asked if the Smith is already at Butterskull, and if not, is that a track that they can make, or like where is the Smith that he could visit later on?
Oh well,
special request.
Yeah, that
Axholm.
the Phandalorians are in Axholm.
Axholm. Yeah. Okay.
At the base.
Tafuratal.
Yes, to Thuratal.
Cool.
To Furatal.
That'll be at some point before like the next big battle. Null will want to, if it's something that he can like request over there, he wants Mando's kind of insignia built out, and like if that's something that can be sent over, he can pick it up. So he's going to go communicate that back through.
So as soon as you have this thought, you just think it's a really great idea. Everything in your body is telling you, yes, this is a great idea. Inspiration strikes. Do you say that out loud?
I came to this room.
Do you kind of think that out loud, or?
Is that because if he's hearing it in his head, is it something that he could like send back over, kind of thing? Or
yeah, I was about to say,
talk, kind of like a talk and a mic kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you kind of think out loud as you're picking up this, and then Aziraphale, and he was kind of abruptly surprised that he can hear you over the radio. He was like, wait, you're here? And the other person on the other end, it's not the Smith, but it's a Phandalorian speaking, and they kind of just have a funny moment, just kind of going back and forth, like confused who's talking, like Zero failed. No, it's Null here.
Yeah, because Null, and he's got like his 2 fingers to his head or whatever, like to communicate. But yeah, it's like Mando's fallen, and in his honor, I'd like, the insignia or so to be something that I can mend into my own armor.
Yeah, and that's badass. So yeah, there is a team of medics headed to Butterskull. You guys headed to Butterskull. Everyone knows to go to Butterskull, so we go to Butterskull. Yeah.
I'm going to Butterskull.
Dun, 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 adventures.
I'm wondering, like, if we get there, is the giant that we killed in that one ponder is a skeleton left over? Like, we're just gonna fly over and it's a skeleton.
Those orcs ate that guy a long time ago.
We made bread out of his bones.
Looking
a big old giant skeleton. That's it.
Is that the one you deleted?
Deleted so many.
Stop deleting stuff.
Oh, here it is. Butterskull. Oh man, and I thought that was a big battle.
How your perspective changes.
And I think one of the notes that Josh had was like, who was summoning the star spawns? I thought that was Moesco.
Was it Moesco?
Old man summoning the star spawn giants. Yeah, that was Moesco.
Okay, I couldn't remember who that was. That was a different person. Because there was like also a different like sorcerer who was above
the
Shrine of Savras.
That is Moesco's. Oh, so okay, you're right. Moesco has like a right hand person. This person is like his Moesco. So like Moesco's kind of Il Padrino's right hand or lackey. So the person you're thinking of is Moesco's that. So assistant.
Got it.
Okay.
What's the Sith Padawan version? What is
The apprentice.
The apprentice. Yes, the apprentice. I'm looking at this map. We don't have to be there. So we'll just keep it on the big map. We head in, and it doesn't take the whole night to get there. So we arrive in kind of really early morning. We're going to say like 3 a.m., 3 to 4 a.m. range. And you guys haven't been here in a while. So when you approach, there are more torches leading up to the main road, Triboar Trail, than you remember being there. And as you get closer and closer, those torches reveal under them several guards, people standing guard, and patrols going up and down the main entrance to Butterskull Ranch, and much livelier scene than you remember. There have been. You remember a 2-story farmhouse, and that was not destroyed because we didn't get that far. And this has been like where the main. That's still kind of the center of this establishment, but it has grown, and there are now structures encompassing or encircling that farmhouse, and some are kind of in the middle of being built. Some are already constructed, and then even more on the other side of the pond. If you guys remember, the pond is where we fought the hill giant. There is almost like another camp that has been there was a destroyed barn there that is in the process of being reconstructed, and several tents around the barn where even more people are staying.
How many hours you said passed?
Probably 4.
Okay, that should be enough downtime for this. Good.
So it's actually pretty late in the night, because like the rodeo didn't start until the evening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
late at night right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so one of the things that Null's gonna do is, as we're doing some downtime, I got 4 hours.
Yeah, at least a short rest.
In the flight. Well, not just a short rest, which is great. What he's gonna do is he's gonna attune to a new item
Nice.
during the downtime.
Nice. And you got Mando's Dark Sunblade and Agonizing Blaster.
Agonizing Blaster is one of them, and then he through the course of all of this, he somehow acquired a couple of different cloaks. He's going to switch cloaks through and change through a new cloak. So he's going to take a pair of that. The Agonizing Blaster. What was that based off of as a base? Kind of.
That's the Firebolt cantrip.
The Firebolt cantrip.
Oh no, wait, no. My regular blaster was the Firebolt cantrip. The Agonizing Blaster was the Eldritch Blast cantrip. I got through the all-purpose tool.
Okay. I don't know if I can actually learn Eldritch Blast.
He forced it, right?
What do you mean forced it?
Like you didn't? Did you take how did you get that cantrip?
The all-purpose tool, its daily use ability is to pick one cantrip from any class.
So that would have been
cast it as if it were an artificer spell.
Yeah, that would have been the thing he picked up. That is the...
Okay, so all-purpose tool +1?
Yeah.
Okay.
All-purpose tool +2.
+2.
+2. Okay, nice. Cool. I just needed to know the base thing and then go from there. So thank you. Cool.
Yeah. And
yeah.
I don't know if he ever used it for anything else, but that's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every day I can change what cantrip I wanted to take. I always took Eldritch Blasts.
Yeah. So because of things that are going on, the 4 hours is enough time to like tune these new kind of things around. So Null's switching around his loadout for the next battle.
Titus.
Yeah, you would have seen Mando use it a lot because it's an all-purpose tool, so it could change into any type of tool that he was using to do all of his mechanical work.
So that's the Agonizing Blast cantrip, and then it's the
Eldritch Blast cantrip with Agonizing Blast Invocation.
Yes. So you can add your spellcasting modifier to the damage.
To the Agonizing Blasts.
Yeah. So if it's like a D10.
So it'd be a D10 probably plus 3 or so for you. I'm not sure what your intelligence is at.
+2. I have a 14 to intelligence. I'm not the smartest thing in the ship.
So it'll be a D10 +2.
As the ship approaches, you'll see there are people coming, walking the length of this driveway, and the Phandalorians kind of take the same path, even though they're not bound by the road. They take that path up to the farmhouse. You're seeing all this, and there are women, men, children. It's a mix. It's mostly orcs, and then some humans, but they're all wearing the makeshift Phandalorian armor, kind of versions of it. And as you approach, and there's a good spot to land next to the pond, actually, in between the new settlement, kind of, or amidst the new settlement. And, everybody lands, you get out, and immediately are just rushed with, adoring, appreciative Icespire Orcs. As they come, they have now Null and Gryke and Cal. Everybody but Feyd actually will recognize a few of the veterans from the battle at Icespire Peak as they approach, and one's still in a sling, and another one has a missing leg from the ordeal, an eye patch, and they come up to you. Hello, brothers in arms, welcome back. And as you step off, you're greeted with baskets of vegetables and dried meats, and just immediately people, you see the driveway down going to the main road now. Everybody kind of drops what they're doing, all the guards, and they're like, oh, sweet. And they're all coming to see you guys. I think.
And Feyd feels like that not popular friend hanging out with his popular friends.
Yeah.
And
No. Good.
they're all asking, or they're not immediately asking, but they're just kind of greeting everybody. And eventually, it does come up like, oh, where's Mando? Somebody.
Yeah, and you see. It's I guess a ramp or whatever, but coming down as Null enters the crowd or whatever, you'll see cinematically he'll adorn his new cloak and everything, and so you'll see a couple of flaps on his back open up, and you'll see this fabric just start waving into the wind as he's coming down.
Yes.
And his arm starts to transform to reveal the dark blade to everybody as he makes it clear that Mando is no longer living, and he's
And Null killed him and claimed his sword.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And here's the head. So as he's coming down to beat the crowd, he reveals the sword and the cloak.
That would probably resonate with the orcs very well.
Yeah, they're looking at it. Once they realize what's happened, they start whispering, "Wait, Mando's dead?" In Orcish amongst themselves. And then, damn it, I can't find his. Does anybody remember the captain's name from Icespire?
I do.
He was.
It is Mergen Claude Lithek. Gubrash.
Gubrash.
The war chief.
Gubrash steps forward now with an eye patch, surviving the battle. He reaches forward to Null, and he's like, "Was it a good death?"
He died with honor.
Well, Gryke will grab Gubrash and an orc go, no, hell is coming. We need to prepare.
A little brash, but all right.
He was crushed like a can before our eyes.
Gubrash looks
Fire
at you.
giant spewed out of a hellfire hole.
He died a gruesome death.
By the way, refugees are en route.
Yeah.
He's gonna motion to. That's a lot to take in.
How's your week been? That's been my afternoon.
This guy doesn't mince words.
Mando died a gruesome death, but he died doing what he loved.
Greg says what needs to be done. What needs to be said.
Gubrash He takes it all in to process a second. He doesn't react immediately. But he takes a deep breath. Very well. And he will start instructing his people to prepare. Like you've said, that there's refugees coming. And to prepare, kind of fresh water for cleaning wounds and just to drink and having areas ready. And they'll motion over toward the destroyed barn that's being built up again. And there's already a bunch of tents over there. And he said that they can, we will be able to bring in most of our people into the structures here, and we will leave all these tents available for the refugees here. And they will say, we just sent there's a scouting party that has gone back up to Icespire Peak that is due back tomorrow. That they've been kind of on a reconnaissance to see if the danger of the dragon is gone forever, and to make arrangements to where we can start operating on two fronts to have some of our people back up in the mountains, our original home. But we do love this area, and we will take care of our new guests.
Good. Fire giants and war chariots. Never thought I'd see it.
Giants.
Fire.
The Gubrash, where he's gonna look over behind him, and the crowd kind of separates, and what is revealed is kind of like you guys said earlier. It is a giant. It's the hill giant that you felled many moons ago. That was a long time ago. But obviously in a great state of decay and a lot of bones now. But behind that, yes, we have run into giants. He walks with you guys and motions for you and he'll take you around this carcass and a slight building, and behind that building is a huge ditch that's being dug with two more hill giant bodies next to it. And he's like,
interesting time.
We also ran into some giants, but they were no match. Well, we are inspired by you all, and we have taken up a new oath to not only protect ourselves, but to protect the people of this area, of Phandalorian and the surrounding region. We feel a kinship we did not before.
I'm proud of you.
And Null's just kind of sitting. He's mainly just listening and absorbing all this company. But he's silent. He's since receded the dark blade kind of thing back into his arm, but he's just kind of listening.
Gubrash is gonna ask, are the fire giants coming here? Did they follow you?
I'm gonna say no, but prepared like they are. They came out of the ground.
Out of the ground.
In a fiery explosion of hellfire and lava. And I think the cracks are spreading.
Whether you like it or not, it seems like there's going to be a fight at some point. Whether it's here or there.
Yeah, but but does it have to be here at this area, or can we control where the fight happens to our advantage? What's the battle
where
map
the people are?
look like? Yeah, what's the battle map look like? Is there a way we can get advantage through all this?
Gryke will look to his comrades and say, "You guys know me. I'm the first one into a fight every time without fail. I shy away from nothing. I fear nothing. But that big guy that came out, I was scared for the first time in my life. I don't know if we can deal with him yet. We might need to do some research, some preparations."
We're not going to win in a battle of armies.
No.
We need another advantage.
We'll still need to talk to the fire and frost giant stuff, right? See if we can.
Well, those are fire giants, so don't want to deal with those fire giants.
I feel like we must call upon allies or anyone at a higher level of power to combat this level of destruction. Neverweakened. Going to Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep seems like an equal level of power of more powerful people to call upon. Might be in our cards.
Well, you wouldn't have known this. You just got here. We are Mando more friends with this dragon lady. Maneuvering, pretty powerful. Hardly did jack shit. Worthless.
Oh, really? Let's scroll back up and see those numbers.
Not a breath weapon or a spell to be had.
Gryke would have been down before Mando. Without Neverweakened. Neverweakened flew with you guys. I left that out. Sorry. She's with you. And
my case stands. It seems like we could seek out other powerful entities to aid us in finding information or in the grand battle to come.
Feyd, one of the make a history check for me, please.
Okie doke.
Just Feyd? Okay.
Yeah. When you're listing off those names of the cities, and you're like, oh, man, we're gonna get a bigger boat. One of the names sticks out. You've been hearing these people talk about Mando. You've heard this name mentioned a bunch. Oops, damn it! This whole time I've had your Mando lower name tag up there. I actually updated it. Hey, Feyd. Now it's there. So all off, all on. Okay. This Mando. It's been and Gob is also with you, and he kind of nudges you, Feyd, and Mando, and he keeps saying like, oh, they're saying Mando, but like, who the fuck are they talking about? Like, this is not Mando's not dead. And the last thing he said to you guys was that he was headed to Waterdeep. So one of the cities you just listed off, you were just rattling off like big cities. And he's like, he told us they were headed to Waterdeep, and you guys would have heard this in Bryn Shander. So that's where you've been before Triboar. Feyd and Goblin were in Bryn Shander. They made their way, and the person Feyd and Gob know as Mando said that he was headed to Waterdeep, following more giant leads.
Well, I mean, I think we got a case of two people having the same name here. But the Mando that I know is going to said he was going to Waterdeep, and we could always meet up with him, see if he could help us solve this problem. He's solved a lot of problems before this.
There's another Mando?
This Mando. Yeah, Null is kind of like, he's got the inquisitive, like, I think, contradictory information, sort of like what? Like,
it's like
you can
there's like
visually
two
see
gyms.
one eyebrow up.
We got two Mandos. Maybe they're the same parents. Wanted to do better on the second try.
Mando parentheses 1. So Clay, I mean, Gryke, Cal, Null, nobody's gonna press
Question this.
I think Gryke's just like got his fingers going to his temples. Like, do I want to engage with this? Do I want another Mando in my life right now? I don't know.
Null will like latch on and was like, "What do you mean by Mando and everything?" The one that was traveling with us was the only Mando.
At a minimum, we can get out of these podunk farm towns and get back to a real city.
What you say?
No, I meant by that, I just like the comfort of a nice 20 gold bed. Can't quite get that out here.
Gob steps in and he's like, "So wait a minute, you're telling me that this guy is Mando, the Phandalorian, your friend who just died?"
Yeah.
Apparently so.
He looks back up at Feyd, like really confused.
You really like it.
Yeah, Fade's looking back at him like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, he was really liking your song. That was kind of right, but not really. I have some notes actually. A lot of notes actually.
Well, like what parts? I mean, do you like it? He's worried. No, he's like, he'll say like, what's wrong with it?
Oh, you only mentioned Mando.
Yeah, it's Mando
We were there
and
too.
his, the Furies.
We were there.
I think we lost Daniel.
Yeah. So it's not visible.
No, I went on break for a quick second.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah.
Gob goes into a description, and I'm not gonna like belabor it. I'm going to. How about this?
All I know is your Mando did not have diamond armor. I mean, it's pretty distinctive.
Yes.
No, our Mando's armor shone like diamond because he was never injured in battle until he was.
But his armor was stronger than diamond.
So Feyd will recount that difference, that discrepancy, and also that I think I said last time the difference would be he uses a wand or a rod or something.
Yeah, it's like a rod.
So I'm changing that a little bit. It is a this is a callback. It's shaped like a bow, but it shoots kind of like energy blasts out of it. I'm thinking like this was
like the Wookiee blaster.
Yeah, what's that thing called? The whatever that is, the crossbow looking blaster thing, but also even further back, man, what was that shit? American Gladiators? It was some weird game they had, but yeah, pretty much the Wookiee crossbow blaster looking thing. Nerf also made something like this, Nerf bow or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get that kind of description. So imagine Mando, but with that. And then they go into detail about his 4 accomplices. So it's a group of 5.
This is going to be great. Let's hear this.
So as they're talking, it seems like there was only one that really adopted the Phandalorian look and vibe, and the other four were not dressed in any Phandalorian. They were just like normal adventurer types, but they mentioned their names, and one is Talisa, one is Soratha. There's, of course, Herb Gerblin and Melee Cyrus.
Okay.
And they are collectively known as the Furies. With this one calling himself Mando as the leader.
I would like to meet Sid.
Yeah.
Mando.
And anybody who wants to exactly, if anybody wants to make it like a history or insight, if anybody looking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna do a history on that one.
Yeah, I haven't rolled all night. Let me do. Yeah, I'll do a history.
Well,
History.
This is all true stuff, guys.
I have a +6 and I still rolled a 14.
That's okay. 10 actually, 10 gets it. So just because of how detailed Gob and Feyd's descriptions were, also Melee Cyrus. I mean, come on. You guys, especially Null, instantly, as soon as Melee Cyrus that comes in, and we're gonna theme it or flavor it as just, kind of digital memory, like it's always accessible immediately.
Already in the US?
Null came in like a wrecking ball. That name sparks, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And you remember, and this whole scene comes back from the when you first met the adventuring party. They told you about these weirdos they had just come across, because I think that happened really, really early on. Because Daniel joined like session 4, and this was even before that.
Mm-hmm.
And Cal too. Cal was after that. But like you were there, you recall these 5 individuals and calling themselves the Storm Force 5 or
The Fury.
Furious 5 Furies. Now that and it's almost like a perfect picture from their description. It's like, oh, that's them. The only outlier would be the 5th, the leader that I think everyone was speaking to, because I think Gryke was on the bridge speaking to the giants, and then I think somebody else was off to the side speaking to Reardon Iathrana,
I think it was Mando,
the elven leader of this. So, yes, a mystery is afoot. A doppelganger, or at least an impostore out there running.
Yeah, let's go put down this imposter, Mando.
Yeah, I would like to meet imposter.
No questions asked. No questions. Let's put him down. Nice and quiet.
But yeah,
What's your name again, man? Poof.
When Null kind of pings Null, and then Null informed, like it kind of a chain reaction. You guys remembering, and you would remember last time you saw these guys, they were with Princess Sarissa, and they had just left with Sarissa's mother, Neri, and they were in search of King Hecatan.
Yep. Gotta let her know her husband's dead.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
So all that's out there. All that's out there somewhere.
Oof. Like as a player, I want to go to Waterdeep and curb stomp this fake Mando. As a character, though, Axholm seems more appropriate.
I would say you guys are a little starved for answers right now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And Axholm would be a logical next step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do we want to? How do we want to set the? Are we calling this an army? Those that are here at Triboar and the allies and stuff. And this is no.
No, you just hear 100 voices when you say that. Whoa! In unison.
Because I mean, if we get in contact with Axholm and get these guys equipped with better weapons from Phandalorians, we'll have a better standing army.
Exactly. So like, we could carry a whole bunch of weapons through back and forth with our ship and everything. So. We go to Axholm and then we go up and meet this imposter Mando. We start talking with some of the other groups of giants that we know that are around and any other allies. And start gathering up.
Do we want to rest the rest of the night here and then head out to Axholm?
Yeah, that'll give us enough time to both gather like what weapons are needed and maybe any other supplies that may be needed. We need some sort of manifest for that kind of stuff, right? And then start planning out the next steps and the battles and stuff for it and everything. Like, is there how's the hierarchy of people? Like, how unorganized are we? Or do we have a hierarchy of like generals and established kind of groups and stuff like that?
It's like Gubrash is the tribal leader. He's the elder, alpha male, and then not really formally trained like battalions or squadrons, but they are all capable, and it's a. But yeah, not like a finely tuned, Roman legion. This is just more of just a bunch of badasses loosely together, guerrilla style.
That under the training of some structured Phandalorian military might become an unstoppable force.
Yes.
Does
Icespire Orcs with jetpacks.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Does Gubrash and Null, are they familiar with each other enough? Right? Like.
Yeah, he remembers Null.
Okay, cool. So like Null at some point before they head off and everything, he talks to Gubrash and like tries to get an understanding of how things are set up and what is the expectations between the two groups and stuff and everything. And like starts to try and understand like what's the plan kind of stuff.
Yeah. For now, they're just kind of taking cues from you guys. As long as there's not an immediate threat, they're just kind of at the ready, but they are on alert at least. But as far as like extra fortifications or anything like that, they're already kind of set up for anything like that. They've been working on this continuously since they I guess inherited this land. If you guys want to rest, the other Phandalorians will arrive before. I mean, you will have, they'll get to you before you decide, before it's time to go to Axholm. So you can talk to them as well.
Cool. And me considering this a full rest, or is this still a short rest?
Up to you guys. You're gonna long rest.
We can. I mean, I think we're taking a long rest, so we'll just go about our evening, and then when people come, we'll talk to them. That's not really going to interrupt our long rest.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Noel's like through all this, he gets the understanding if they're ready and stuff. That if there's he asked if there's anything else that they could do while they're traveling up to Exxon. If there's something that is needed, or equipment, or otherwise. So he's just kind of like asking Gubrash and stuff like that.
Gubrash's like, no, please. I want to be hospitable. He's going to set you up in the second floor of the farmhouse, which is actually the first time y'all encountered the orcs was in this room. And it was at that point that the courtesy, I guess, from you guys and diplomacy led to all of this whole thing, being friends with these people instead of just killing 3 orcs.
Right.
So
Feels so much history in the air.
I know. So
so you said second floor, right? Just sort of like
yeah.
There's a set of stairs and stuff like that, right? So Null, since he really doesn't sleep or anything, he'll do his sentry mode sort of thing. But he's going to be close enough to like the stairs for it. So he's just, I guess he'll like drag over a hay bale or whatever over. So he's just going to kind of like sit there. And his eyes are going to glow just for the heck of it, just kind of like as an intimidation thing. But he's
the ring doorbell.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll say about 2 hours into your long rest, those who weren't on watch the night before start waking up. So there's like little kids, so little children orcs run up and they see Null, and it's kind of like right now I have a life-size nutcracker outside my house right now. Literally did the same thing, sentry mode. They'll start like poking Null and like tapping him, see if he's plugged in somewhere. Like, how's it work?
And like it is kind of like if you ever walked into like a server room or whatever, and you see it's the lights and stuff, and then every so often you like here's this ringing a beep out of nowhere.
Yeah, a low hum, and then I ran.
Low hum.
What was that?
Just enough to keep the insides warm.
But they'll keep like
your fire alarm needs batteries bleep.
Like the sneaker on the basketball court screech. But yeah, they eventually give up after they can't knock you down or put a dent. They give up and walk away.
Because every time, like, I bet they hear like they're like knocking or like hitting it and stuff, and it's just you hear that hollow hum of the metal every time they hit it, and it's just boing.
Everyone's able to finish a long rest, which I'm sure Gryke's very happy to do that. And as you wake up, you start to stir. The ship that these Phandalorians took in was not Damselfly or Dragonfly class, so it was much quieter when it came in and didn't cause a huge disturbance like you guys do everywhere you go. They are already, we're going to say it's a much larger ship than the Neverweakened, but not as, cool, like not as decked out. There are helpers coming. It's landed kind of near the Neverweakened, so right now they have kind of a triage set up, and at this point people are starting from the survivors, the refugees, they're starting to trickle in. So like the front of that group is just starting to come up the driveway, and these Phandalorians are setting up beds around the tent area, and also starting to escort some people aboard the ship. So it's kind of like they've got medical things happening all over the place, and survivors coming in and treating burn marks.
Because Null, Null with the sentry kind of mode and everything, he doesn't do full 8 hours. He does half of that. So I guess he'll wake up maybe shortly after, or shortly after they arrive as they're getting set up, and so he is he's going to go down and he hears this kind of commotion and stuff, and he senses there's a new ship somewhere, kind of thing. So he walks out and he sees everyone getting set up, and so he's going to lend a hand where he can to help set up with his stuff. And
yeah. Well, if you needed only 4 hours, we'll say like as you awaken and go down to start checking stuff out, that's when they land. So you like have the whole experience, and they come down. You guys meet, and we'll say you recognize a couple from your very short time in Axholm, but mostly, I mean, you're not sure if it's like, do I know them? They all kind of look the same. They all kind of wearing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, and the whole thing with that is like Null wants to help, obviously, with stuff and everything. It's late at night. Most of the camp is asleep and everything and stuff. And Null was both present there at Triboar with events that took place, and then here as well. And so he wants to be that like constant kind of face, and that hopefully, even though it's like not a human or like an elf or that kind of face.
No, they're into it.
Pretty featureless kind of stuff, but he wants to be that constant and give them the ease of mind that this is a safe kind of place and stuff. And so,
and we'll say when you keep leveling up an artificer, I won't say like you have to look Phandalorian, but we'll just say because of the enhancements that keep happening, it's kind of unmistakable that you're at least related in some way to them.
Yeah, definitely. The dark blade that was attached, that's currently infused into his left arm or so. His sword arm, no, his left arm, it's infused, and so because of that, he took on some things that make him look like Phandalorian. It's not like all over the place, but like enough that it's recognizable that it's resembling what Phandalorian armor, like Mando wore and stuff, and so you'll see those features kind of pop up, and maybe they get more prominent later as he continues. We'll see. But yeah, definitely.
And a curious thing, Null, also, and we'll say everybody's level up happened over this long rest. Going into your character sheet, 1 second.
No, my secrets.
We're gonna say that so level 9 now. During the, transition, the transformation, the change, as you're acquiring this new level in Artificer, there is a moment before it is solidified. So you've got Druid 4, Artificer 5. So it was just Druid 4, Artificer 4 a level ago?
Yeah. So that was exactly 4/4.
As when you leveled up, there was a brief moment where Null experienced, and again, this kind of ties into how you're perceiving more electronic things earlier. You feel yourself in a state of flux, and it's almost like a sliding scale, like a zipper. Your druid levels shrank and artificers grew, and then vice versa. You went like all the way up, like Druid 7, Artificer 1, and it all like the whole gamut. And before finally, kind of solidifying as, your new level, what you are now. But for a split second, you almost feel like you were everything, or
all combinations.
All combinations, right?
Well, and this is the interesting. I don't know. Side note, as a player, same kind of thing. But like, I don't know if people realize like the cool, interesting thing is like, here's a robot that is originally a druid who's gained artificer stuff and has gone through all that. So it's the technology and the nature that is swirling around, and that's what I'm imagining, like what you're kind of talking about is this connection. More and more technology is being introduced, even though he is of technology, but more like the artificer level, the more understanding of more stuff, and the Mando, the Phandalorian influence and stuff. So that's how I meant, like what you're talking about. It's like, oh, at one point in time, you felt it all, right?
This is perfect. He's beginning to believe. Cool. as yes, you are easily able to help the Phandalorians, and you help them repurpose the tent area around the barn that's being reconstructed to accommodate the wounded. And
was there more to that whole thing with the level up stuff, or was it just like you at one point felt everything kind of stuff before it settled?
that's all I'll say for now. Yeah, that's it for now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
As you just felt an overwhelming sense of control over your, we'll call it programming, but not enough to fully, proficiently dive in and do anything. Mechanically, we're still stuck as normal level ups, but you've gotten a glimpse into, well, something.
Okay, I like it's those keys. It's like
It's redacted.
yeah. It's like it's the end of it's a 2-part finale episode kind of thing, and that's like the cliffhanger, and then it just never gets dealt with.
Oh no, we're gonna deal with it.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wanted to ask everybody if we're cool with the story, because like there's a lot of threads, a lot of pokers in the fire, or irons in the fire. So cool. The stragglers begin trickling in, and Othavir and Gelrin, and now we'll say the full rest is completed. Everybody else is waking up. You go downstairs to see Null helping the Phandalorians. And
before the next morning happens, I wanted to say Feyd, with his remaining spell slots, would have been going to the buildings that are being constructed and casting Fabricate on those materials to like instantly create like a part of the building.
Ooh, badass.
No,
interesting.
No, I guess out of like the side of his eye or so in the distance, just catches this, and he walks up to Feyd, and he asks, "How you doing that? I like that." Cool.
Feyd will look over to this robot and say, and kind of wave his hands, and like a swirly cloud will go magic.
And then Null he'll take out a pouch real quick from his belt, and he'll pull out a couple of watermelon seeds, and he'll put a couple in his hand, and he'll use Druidcraft to sprout them a little bit, to not too big, but just enough. He's like magic, and then he'll throw it into the ground and let the vine starts growing watermelons and stuff. And then he's like, he's just kind of like being funny, but he's like, magic.
I got that.
That's cool. I think they have a farm. You can grow some of those seeds.
Yeah. No, actually, that brings up a cool thing. So Noah is like, no, that gives me a great idea. Should collect other types of seeds too. I wonder what I could do with pumpkins. And he he's clearly gone into his thoughts about thinking about this stuff, and so he kind of slowly outside, and then he turns back. He's like, "But I'd like to learn that eventually. That'd be very useful."
I mean, it's pretty great. That's why I practiced a long time to be able to do this.
All right.
Because of that, we're going to say that the barn is now complete, and it can accommodate.
There's fresh watermelons.
So I mean, I had 3 spell slots, which can do 3 5-foot cubes of. So
We'll
I
just
guess
say
the
it
most
put them over the
important
edge enough to. Oh, it made the difference between not getting finished and finished. So.
Okay.
And. All right. The floods come in.
Then I cast fireball.
Now that I've got you.
Boom.
The old bait and switch.
All right. The survivors are here. I'll be honest, I didn't have a whole lot planned up after that. So, of course, I don't know what would have happened. What else were we gonna do? But
Check upon survivors. Heal any that are seriously wounded.
yeah, we're gonna say the. All right, let's work that out. Yeah, the people of Triboar come now in desperation. Many of them, well, all of them, except for but a few people who had all their belongings in their caravan. So, like, most of the townies have just lost everything. Least of all the special saddle that Mando had requested. Kind of irrelevant for a couple reasons now. So they're coming, and at first everyone's just, and this is a farm too, so if you're making pumpkins and watermelons over there, there's like people really hungry, like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, that was part of the whole kind of like thing too. That's why like Noah wasn't just like he was kind of like poking fun at it, but like, this is magic. But it was also like
useful.
There's usefulness. Like he's got food stuff, and so Noah, because of that idea and because of like the flood of people coming in and stuff.
Yep.
He doesn't. I don't think he exactly knows like the inventory of all the food stuffs, but he's just gonna.
Yeah.
He's gonna go cordon off into an area that's not affected. That's not in the middle of like it's not in the way, and he's gonna plant some seeds of watermelon. I think he's got a couple of apple kind of stuff. So. He's going to make as much as he can using Druidcraft for a little bit of time while like as they are settling down and stuff like that, just to kind of get something going and stuff. But he is also going to like ask and look around and see if there's other types of seeds that they can collect as well.
Yeah. After, let's see how many miles. That's a pretty good 5 miles. So like they have. Oh no, it cuts off right there. They walking all night, and quickly shuffling away from Triboar as they're what started as a dead sprint. By the time the Neverweakened had caught up to them on the initial retreat, they were still kind of jogging speed, we'll say. And then by the time they get to the Butterskull Ranch, they're firmly exhausted, barely walking, dirty, just from all the soot and dirt that was being kicked up in the chaos, but also from the traveling, and there's babies crying, everyone's sad looking. So no, these watermelons are like a godsend. This is great.
Yeah. So is there any wheat seeds around or anything of the sort? Well, yeah. Is there any of that around? Like, because Null can like. He can accelerate. He can make bread. Is what he's trying to like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you
like
see
bread, watermelons, fruits, whatever he can like grow and do. He's gonna try to provide. There's
an orchard that kind of lines both sides of the driveway as you're coming up from the road, and it has. I mean, we'll say peach trees, apple trees. Various nuts.
Yeah. So what Noel's gonna do is he sees all this stuff, and he's gonna go. He's gonna lean down, and he's gonna put his hand onto the ground, and he's gonna cast Druidcraft to go ahead and bloom as much fruit and stuff. And then because it's a new day and it's after a long rest and stuff, he's going to summon his two companions. So he's gonna have a little bird as Void for one of his Artificer infusions. That will be the homunculus will go in and be like a version of old Null, not before he's got all the Phandalorian modifications. So that'll be the homunculus, and he summons him. And then he goes in and summons the bird as his Artificer infusion sort of thing to help collect stuff. And you'll see all the orchards with like apple baskets and
That's
like
awesome.
peaches and stuff, and he's just kind of like gathering up stuff and everything, and bringing them down to the people and that are coming
awesome.
in.
We're gonna say that this the operation that the orcs inherited was maybe 70% efficiency, and through their hard work. But these aren't naturally agriculture people, but they've learned, and through their hard work, we're gonna say they brought it up maybe another 10% to 80%. But then now that Null is involved there with his overseeding and aeration plan, they brought it up to, we're gonna say like 100%. You made all the stuff grow instantly, right? Like
yeah. Druidcraft allows to be able to accelerate that kind of
so
stuff. So I could just bloom.
The patches from the cornfield that maybe were doing a little weaker than the others, a little browner. Now everything's full, vibrant life and teeming with cobs or whatever they're called. And the orchard, similar situation. The kind of there had been some rot on several of the trunks in one area, but now it's just fully teeming with life. The gardens with vegetables and fruits that lined the driveway on one side of the pond. Similar situation. It was okay. It was good before, and there was healthy leaves coming out the top, but now it's just like the volume has like doubled in the same amount of space of edible vegetation and stuff. So now it's like more than enough for the group coming in, or I won't say more than enough, but I'll say enough.
yeah. It's enough for everybody to not go hungry.
Yes.
I hope. No. Plus, hopefully, like in an area where they just came from, where all they saw was death and destruction and stuff. So hopefully this is a big enlightened kind of like mood, and hopefully blooms, hope in this kind of.
Yes.
situation.
No, that's beautiful. And in fact, a lot of these people coming in, the young people are mixed in with adults, but the terror of like everyone's in shock, and especially the kids, like it gets to you just because they're so innocent. But as tragic as it is, the look on their face, it's just when all the intervention here and the all, like you said, the antithesis of what they just witnessed at the other place. That this is like burgeoning life, teeming everywhere. So smiles on their faces, and man, I mean, it's hard to frown when you're enjoying a juicy watermelon.
Yeah.
So no, this is a great boon for the people. It was a nice added touch. That's great. All right, as the crowd begins to kind of settle after the initial shock, really a few people come out of the crowd. Othavir and Gelrin, obviously, you guys know them. Now that they've rested a bit and gotten a bite to eat, they're feeling up well again, and they want to introduce everybody to Darathra Shendrell. I don't know if you guys, you might have like exchanged a couple of words with her earlier. She's the Lord Protector of Triboar, but I don't know if you officially.
Maybe in passing.
I think just in passing.
Yeah, I don't, because the name vaguely like familiar-ish or whatever, or it could just be because like maybe we heard that at some point or something. But
I had it as Lady Dara Brerevan.
Well, that's Phandalorian. That's
that's
Lady Dara. That's different.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. So maybe maybe in just passing, but not.
So they bring forth person they're calling Darathra. Let me see if I can pull up an image here. I can. Yay. Can I show her to you? How do? Well, how do I? Never mind. I can DM. I can see it. I can see her here, but I don't see
There's
an
usually
option.
a button for show to players.
I know. I don't see an option to do that. So, whatever. Copy image. I'm just
Yeah, there you go.
paste her into Discord. So I'm gonna make you see it. Boom. So Darathra Shrendel is the Lord Protector of Triboar. She swore an oath to defend her town, and she takes her duty very seriously. You can tell by just her mannerisms. The reason you haven't met her yet, she did not bring much attention to herself. And now Null, now that you know who this is, you'll know that you've noticed her. She didn't present herself. This person has also been very helpful in the crowd and kind of tending to everyone she can, ignoring her own. Like, we'll say she has a few wounds from the ordeal, but she's like not concerned at all. She's like tending to the children, to the wounded, to the weak, and it's almost like Othavir and Gendrel, what's his name? Othavir and the dwarf. It's almost like they interrupt her from her, and she's reluctant to turn away from helping others. But she sees like who they're talking to, and they're like, "Oh, okay." So she'll give you some time here, and she doesn't waste any time. She walks right up to Null and embraces you firmly, and she's gonna whisper in your ear like words cannot express how grateful I am that you have helped my people that I swore to protect. I have failed them. I swore to protect Triboar, and it failed. But thank you for your help. And she'll pull away. And for Cal and Gryke and Feyd, I guess she'll, politely introduce herself, but she was not nearly as close as she was with Null, So more formal.
Before she walks away and stuff, Null will mention the Triboar is not. It may have fallen, but it's not lost.
And she looks around to the people and makes eye contact with a few, and she sees the kids that are already playing. Kids are like Etch-a-Sketch. They've got watermelons now. They've got a pond. They've got a dead giant body to poke. They're plenty of fun. and she just nods in agreement, like, yes, our story is not over. We will live on.
Yeah. And Null will latch onto that and everything, right? And because he sees her, have that moment of looking around at the people and stuff, and he's like, it's the same with the Phandalorian peoples. Phandalorian is a place, but the people is that's the family.
Yes.
That's the town. That's Triboar. The people are Triboar.
Well said. A single tear comes down her eye. And she'll tell Othavir he keeps good company, and she'll she wants to get back to aiding the sick or the weak.
Yeah, and then Null, as he catches the marks and gashes and stuff she's got, he'll pull out a potion of healing and hand it.
Oh, nice.
To her and everything. So, I can't stop you from helping others, but at least drink this on the way.
And she'll look at it and she's like, I guess this is faster than sitting down and doing my own stitches again. So that's a good point. So
Yeah.
Down it real quick and get back to what she was doing. But once everything kind of settles down and they've established like I said, they've done triage and they kind of established treatment procedures for everybody.
Oh yeah, I want to say that I had cast Aura of Purity, or Purity, Aura of Purity, while I was walking around, tending to people.
Was that
on top.
Feel especially pure once you in your presence.
Null is as he's also like growing and like doing the
resistance.
whole fruit and food helping and stuff. If there was any like broken tools or weapons and stuff, he's gonna mend them as well.
Because also they've been pretty scared from what happened, so just like calming everyone down.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Nice.
So anybody who was frightened, Cal's peaceful, aura of purity just goes around, and he's Cal's just going around like, "Hey man, it's gonna be all right.
You'll be fine. You're in a safe place now."
Yeah, it's like is he a hippie peace cleric? Like,
Right.
It's gonna be all right, dude.
Peace cleric.
Peace cleric, yeah. That's great.
He's like, "Oh, don't be frightened," and they're like, "Well, why? It's like really scary." He's like, magic. Don't be frightened."
Let's play some drums.
Right. Fairy dust. Woohoo!
Yes. Form a drum circle around the pond.
Well, like, Null started doing druid craft, so I was gonna create food and water.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, maybe like so. That's a question. So this pond that the ogre was died in, obviously he's not. I don't remember how big it was, but is that something that? And this is an all thinking out loud too, because he's mending broken utensils and tools and weapons and stuff too, and he sees the aura of stuff going on, and he asked Cal, "Is purifying water something you could do too? We got a whole lake of stuff here."
Yeah.
I would imagine the orcs would have pulled the corpse out of the lake.
Yeah, he's out.
Not to get poison their own water.
Right. Yeah, but is there something we could do to help bring drinkable water, which is natural water feature that we have here? You would think as a druid I could do that too, but I haven't fiddled around with my spells yet but yeah.
Aboard the ship, the other Phandalorian ship, they one of them kind of was waiting for this discussion to die down and steps up, and Aziraphale was the one on the radio. So we'll say, and I mean, Null's been out helping. Everybody's been out. The crew's also out with you guys. So Titus, Varinas, Aziraphale, Crowley, and they Aziraphale was just waiting for the conversation to lull, and he'll pipe up. So as soon as you're ready, our friends have arrived. They brought some weapons that you might want to take a look at, and he's kind of telling everybody. Gryke.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Null will follow to where their distributor, like where they need help with the weapons and stuff and everything. And then he'll also ask, did they also get the other thing?
What other thing?
The armor insignia, the custom order that Null did.
Oh shit! From a long time ago. Yeah. So.
A couple hours ago. Yeah, not a big.
Oh wait, I'm confusing two things.
Yeah. Well, no, because Null asked, like, as they were requesting the weapons and stuff from the smith and everything, to get Mando's insignia, so he's got an armor piece that he can attach to himself.
Got it. Sorry, that was a thing.
Yeah,
They're expecting you to come to them for that. That was like
okay. No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah. He just wanted to make. Null is not super familiar with how that. He's never had a Phandalorian kind of ceremony or however that went. So he's he's navigating how to do that. So he's like, okay, cool. So he's gonna go help out with the weapons.
Badass. So yeah, they'll say yes, that the smith is waiting for you in Axholm. We have only come as medics, and you can see they're all kind of similarly dressed, and they all have the same pack, like med pack on them. And but she did send us with some. We heard you were in need of emergency weapons, so we have some. And
yeah.
Anybody who
Null will
lost,
express his thankfulness.
Yeah. Oh yes, of course. Thank you. Yeah, of course. But yeah, he basically shows you guys the loot, and Gryke and Cal, any +2 weapon that you want, it'll be there. It'll be whatever you. So I don't know if you want to replace the halberd or mace or whatever you guys got. There would be like a Phandalorian-esque replacement for it.
Because I'm using my staff now, I don't need a mace. Get a crossbow.
Okay.
There you go. +2 crossbow.
Heavy or regular?
I don't know if I can use a heavy.
Oh no, yeah, I think you have to be a war cleric to be able to use the heavy.
And then let me look.
Go right.
Items.
I think clerics just have simple weapons.
Yeah, light crossbow. That's all I can use. That's all it pulls up.
Oh yeah, so he's got a homunculus and a battlesmith defender out. By the way, that was I couldn't remember the battlesmith steel defender one.
For Cal, it could be a +2 arm. What do you have for armor right now?
I have +1 scale and a +1 shield.
Okay, so instead of if you don't want a +2 crossbow or whatever it is, it could be a +2 armor or +2 shield.
Okay.
And then I'm looking at some magic items. What the hell? Sorry, I'm on. I'm looking at Dungeon Master's Guide on D&D Beyond. I don't think I've ever been to this page. It's for treasure. It's weird. I'm used to looking at the physical copy. I don't know how to find things. Here we go. Okay. And then Feyd and Null. I mean, there's that. See what happens. Roll a D100 each.
$19.
62.
19 and 62.
Generally, low rolls are bad when it comes to loot tables.
So,
okay.
Feyd, the other two items in this chest, Gryke and Cal just selected a. What'd you go with, Cal?
I'm probably gonna do the armor.
Oh, nice.
I'm just trying to find which the armor.
And for flavor, do you mind if it's kind of Phandalorian looking?
No,
Just for
in honor of Mando.
nice. It's also like quality, you know, like real nice. And then Gryke as well. What'd you decide?
Gryke got his emotional support halberd back.
Oh, nice. And just for flavor wise, you know, have like a little tech flair to it, just for it'd be, you know, not so much a you know, steel blade wedged into a stick. Like, it's a little more intricate, and it,
yeah.
Oh, we'll say there we go. The staff part of it, or with the shaft, the shaft, whatever. It's like carbon fiber or something. Like it's hard as hell, but somehow as light as the stick. Yeah.
The pole in the pole arm.
Yes, the pole part. And then you see them take that out, and then you guys reach in, and the only things that are there. Let me see if there's a better. We'll see what happens.
We were
Feyd
the run to the
picks
litters
up
that got the leftovers.
a special looking shield. I don't know how useful that is to a wizard, but it is an arrow catching shield. This let me display.
It depends if you've seen Doctor Who yet or not.
Display item on VTT. Did it go? It did not go. Display in VTT.
I could figure out a use for that.
It's for some reason not doing it. It's okay. I'll copy paste. So it's an arrow catching shield.
Aren't all shields arrow catchy?
It can be, I guess. This one's extra good at it. +2
You
bonus to
built it bigger.
AC. Bonus in addition to your shield's normal bonus to AC. Addition whatever. Well, anyway, there's that. And then Null. Oops. Go back. Here we go. Necklace of prayer beads.
Exactly what he needed.
Will you display on VTT? No. Okay. Copy paste.
Necklace of prayer beads.
This one has a lot.
There's a couple of in here. Okay.
Yeah. I'll just link it since it doesn't want to work.
I've already added it to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I was already in here looking at spells, so yeah. So it's amber, bloodstone, coral jade, 6 types of magic beads, and the GM decides the type of each bead, or determines the penalty in different kinds of stuff. Okay, so depending on what part of the D20 I roll, I can do Cure Wounds, Greater Restoration, Brandied Smite, Windwalker, Planar Ally.
Shit.
And no, that only is because if I tune to it. Ability to add any more into my thing. Yeah. Additionally, the cloak that Null is wearing, you see the cloak that he's wearing is a green kind of tint sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got, have you ever seen a displacer beast?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So it's got, I don't know what you call it, but these rope kind of things that are of the
tendrils.
displacer beast sort of thing. Yeah. So yeah, it's the cloak of displacement. which cast a illusion, or a projection illusion of me standing exactly what a displacer piece does, sort of thing.
Yep.
And attacks against me are on disadvantage. Now, that depending if I get an attack or if I'm getting incapacitated or whatever, that ceases to function. But yeah, that's the cloak you attune to during the Rider.
Josh, if you want to re-roll, you can. If that's like, if no one else wants that.
I mean, yeah, like unless someone in particular wants it and wants to like, if they have something that they're not using, that's fine too. But I can re-roll if no one else wants it.
What was it?
An arrow catching shield. You get whenever people are shooting at you, basically, you get an additional +2 AC.
Creed could use that.
Oh, you know what? What Null could do, since he switched around cloaks.
I have a the cane with mandolin I can give you. Trade you.
A what?
Yeah.
Instrument of the Bard.
Oh.
The cane with
I don't know
mandolin.
that I can play that. I'm more of a visual guy.
Null will walk over and be like, I have a cloak of protection if you would like that. It's a +1 AC and saving throws if you want it, Joshua.
I mean, that would help. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Null walks over and is like, I have adorned a new outerwear piece that would suit me for my next set of battles. And he's got this kind of, as best as he could fold up, he's not the best at folding clothes. Kind of said he's never really dealt with clothes. But it's this cloak, his blue cloak with some gold lining with it. But if you want, you can take. It may fit your taste. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean he'll accept it, but he'll hold up the shield and he'll have it like attached to his arm like he's wearing it, but it's actually upside down. Can anyone use this?
The shield? I can use a shield. I don't know if anyone else will actually use a shield.
He'll hand it over to you.
I am shield.
What's it do? I can't.
I'm more academically inclined.
Alright, well here, I'll give you my old shield.
Oh no, I don't want it. I'll be
holds
okay.
up an academia net. Is this? Yeah, along with some of the stuff too, just for flavor stuff, Sean, as Null was like blooming and stuff, he was collecting seeds, various different, of all the types of plants that we're able to grow and stuff. He's going to store them in a seed pouch.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I guess like corn, pumpkins, apples, pears, peaches.
Oh, yeah.
Watermelons, of course.
Zucchini,
that's all I can
squash.
remember. A couple of nuts. Yeah, squash. Yeah. He's always going to try and keep an inventory of that. For this kind of thing and like weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you see Null walk around and stuff, he does have that cloak on, but you see this faint circular disc glow as well. So he still has his cool shock ram attached.
So I debated myself whether or not I was going to have that sucked into the singularity with Mando, the chakram.
Oh, that would be kind of interesting. Okay. That would have been kind of interesting.
I hesitated earlier when at the beginning of the session. I almost said it, and I was like, no.
Yeah. Well, actually, since he's got the change, it used to be a part of his back, adorned kind of thing. I think just for the coolness. So, like with the changes with Null, like his chest gets a little kind of like prominent, and he's got the nice Phandalorian prominent shoulder piece.
Yes.
The shock ram is it's still something he can detach and everything, but it's now adorned into his chest. So it's
Nice.
not like the arc reactor, but like it still looks like the disc from Tron.
Yeah.
With the glow and everything, but it's just the circle in his chest.
Badass. This is like whoever is making the next Terminator movie. Take notes. This is what we do.
Right. And Null, I don't know how long it's been with all this kind of stuff. And Null will look over after he's given the cloak over and stuff. He'll turn around and he's like, "Are we ready to depart to Exum, or do we still would like to wait?"
I'm ready when you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can head on.
Null will then go ahead and let the elder know, and the lady. I don't remember her name. She's got an odd name.
Yeah, Darathra.
Darathra, yeah. He'll go up and let her and the elder of everything know that we're department. We'll be back shortly.
Gubrash.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gubrash.
He says, yes, it looks like we have everything sorted here, and we have a working, a functioning refugee camp, I guess. So we ourselves started as not dissimilar. So we will continue, and we will treat them as family.
Yeah, and that brings up another question. So the Butterskull Ranch has fallen into ownership with a new group and stuff. Is there a new name now that it's changed purposes? Is there a new name that we would like to adorn now that it's a refugee camp of sorts?
Y'all can think about that for next session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
We'll think.
That's cool. Also, the Butterskulls were something that the farmer, the previous owner, fashioned out of the butter his cows produced, and the hill giant attacks on the farm have left him with no cows, so it's only goats left, goats and sheep. So that's their source of meat now. It's a lot of lamb chops.
Yeah. So Null takes a mental note, and he's like on his shopping list, cows.
Get some cows over here.
And it's just gonna be the Neverweakened flying over another farm area and alien, picking up cows.
This is why that happens. We just figured out.
Yeah, exactly. It's just Null picking up cows.
It's like, they're not taking the cows for themselves. They're just giving them to poor people. Now I get it. This makes sense.
Yeah. So if there's an alien, if a farmer somewhere in Feyd is missing a cow, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So with my scale mill that I did have, can we just say that I passed it along to someone else?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the Icespire Orcs.
Yeah. And then my that shield, my other shield too.
Of the
+1 shield.
Community formerly known as Butterskull Ranch.
New name pending.
Oh, and I chose the half-light.
Nice.
And I renamed it Phandalorian plate.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. Everyone, if you didn't already have it, inspiration for next session, we will start. I guess we're heading to Axholm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
And kind of forgot Novarine was there, but well, she's doing her thing.
She's mourning.
She's in mourning. Just for the sake of placing her, did you guys want her to go with you, or are you guys is she good there? As far as her,
Null's,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, Null is open if she wanted to join, but I think like
I don't think we need her at Axholm. I think she'd be better served there. Her recovery
Exactly.
and then also even more protection for the refugees.
And I was gonna say I was trying to think of her motivations. I was like, well, she's really badly hurt for one, and she would also want to take care of people. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
And
to that point, Null, like if she tries to get out of the ship, Null's going to be of the same kind of thing. She is better served here. Their people are here. They need a familiar face to look at and stuff to help him figure out and navigate the next steps as danger approaches.
Well, back when you guys were having Feyd was in it, he's like, I do magic, and he shows it, and you're like, oh, I do magic, and you do it. In the background, cut to Neverweakened, like actually bringing people back from who were almost dead, closing up wounds, like.
Right.
But yeah, you guys do magic. Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
And then, like, if we really need her, I can just cast sending.
Yes, you got sending.
Send her a message.
And she's kind of, I already told you, right? She like occasionally scries on you guys. Just
Yeah.
So there's like a actually, yeah, well, that'll be funny. Sometimes we'll do, like roll a D100 and to see if she's like happens to be scrying on you at that moment.
Yeah. So I can imagine like we're all loaded up in the Neverweakened, and Noel's like connected to whatever the radio signal kind of stuff or that stuff. Is Noel like melding with the ship itself, or like how's that?
I don't want to give it away too much, but
okay.
You know when well, I mean, screw it. Let me try to explain it without just jumping straight to the names.
Yeah.
When you are near the ship, especially, I'll name another name drop with it. It doesn't ruin anything. But when you know, it's happened. It's a trope. It's happened a lot of times. But whenever there's that cliche shot of Superman going high up and he like hears everything happening, and then he's able to zone in, focus on one. So I mean that's been done a million times. So you're kind of getting that vibe. What I'll say is, without having to shut your eyes or like disengage your your apertures or your sensors, you're able to almost feel the ship in a new way. How I'll say when you'll get flashbacks to the moment where everyone was, I think, flying away from something. They were in the Neverweakened, but the way Varenus would fly the ship, it felt very organic, and much like the feeling you got in that moment, you start to sense the ship as more of a living being, not like a heart pumping, brain waves constantly going, but not too dissimilar from a living being as you understand them. And like the audio thing does happen. You're starting to pick up, for communications.
Okay.
So
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
All right.
And that's what we're starting.
Okay.
On the way to Axholm next time.
Yeah. We end the episode as you climb into the ship and it just flies off.
Wrap that up with a bow and